Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We have an amazing show for everybody today. What do you have, Krystal?
Indeed, a lot of ground to cover today. So we've got my friend Torre. He's going to come on to talk about the tragic death of Kobe Bryant and his oldest daughter. Just unbelievable news that shocked the country. We also have Matt Karp of Jacobin to talk about electability, the myths and realities, so that should be fun. And there are so many polls out. Of course, we will take you through the highlights of all of them as we enter 1 week until Iowa, which is just kind of crazy. But also, as always, we have our eye on what is happening here in this town, Saagar, with impeachment.
That's right. The Washington report. Oh, my God. I've never seen Twitter explode, blue check Twitter like this one last night. So basically, John Bolton, he has a new book coming out in March, submitted a draft of that book to the White House. Part of what's included in that draft, as he says in an August meeting with the president, is that the president said that they had to hold up Ukraine, continue freezing $391 million in security assistance to Ukraine until officials there helped with investigation into Democrats, including the Bidens. That's according to an unpublished manuscript by John Bolton. The White House has apparently had that since December. Of course, now everybody's like, let Bolton testify, let him not. Yeah. I even saw some fan fiction in the New York Times about how John Roberts himself could call witnesses and maybe he should intervene. It's like, you think John Roberts is going to
really
intervene? Look,
I love the way liberals look to the most unlikely heroes in this era, like, John Brennan, Robert Mueller, who's a lifelong Republican and obviously wasn't gonna, step out of his lane, or now John Roberts, or John Bolton, who's like, never seen a war that he didn't love.
John Bolton is cool now. It's all good.
But it's kind of, first of all, it's kind of pathetic that if he has this to say, you're just gonna put it in your book so you can sell books, and then it gets leaked. It's the perfect encapsulation of how things come out.
And then he's like, I won't appear before the committee until I subpoena, which I actually respect.
Yeah,
given executive privilege and all that. But the whole thing, look, we're going to hear about it ad nauseum, so everybody gear up. I think we all know how it's going to play out. I don't think John Bolton will actually end up testifying before the Senate. It's possible. They would need 4 Republican votes. I just don't see that happening.
I don't think they're going to get 4 Republican votes for John Bolton if they also don't give on,
Hunter,
on the Bidens. Right. And I think that's a reasonable position. Okay, if we're going to have witnesses, let's have witnesses. Let's do it. Additional witnesses, exactly. Let's do it, and let's do it in a fulsome way. So I don't think that's a sustainable position for the Democrats. Look, my personal position, it has never been a doubt in my mind that the president tied these things together, whether we had ironclad proof or not. So it doesn't change my view of impeachment. I think Republicans have put themselves in kind of a difficult position. They should have been arguing all along, not so much this absolutely didn't happen, as this is not a good thing, but it doesn't rise to the level of impeachment, which is what the Democrats did in the 90s.
That's mostly what you're going to hear behind closed doors anyway. And, and that's why they want to just, basically get it over with. It still remains mystifying why Democrats can't read poll numbers and see that the ratings, it was 1/3 the ratings for the Senate trial as opposed to what was happening in the House. There's nothing new, and everybody knows what the outcome is. So
I read even that the senators were kind of shocked that the public viewing gallery is half full.
Right, it was half full.
This is history, don't you? And no, people don't actually want to show up and watch.
All right.
Meanwhile, Saagar, coronavirus continues to spread. We've got 5 confirmed cases in the U.S. now. Right. According to the Chinese government officials, there are 2,744 confirmed cases in China. However, there is a whistleblower who claims it is many, many more than that, to the tune of 90,000 confirmed cases.
This is something I'm very, very upset about, which is that the president tweeted, he was like, China's handling this well. Blah. No,
he said that?
Yes, he tweeted that. He basically said that, China is cracking down. We have transparency. We're working with them, et cetera. We've got a couple cases here in the United States. But listen to this. America is evacuating all diplomats from the province of Wuhan, where this coronavirus, started.
Right.
We don't do that unless things are really bad. China has shut the whole province down. We're talking about a quarantine of 11 million people. Wow. It's the Lunar New Year right now. So everybody in China is traveling. A lot of people are traveling all over the world. As people are traveling to come see their family members. It's a big holiday.
Yeah.
So we need to understand the reality that the Chinese government, these people lied about the SARS virus, and they tried to cover it up. And by doing that, they allowed its spread to be 10 times worse.
Right.
Now, I've seen some statistical analysis that shows that this is actually spreading initially more than SARS was, even according to some of the initial data. So we need to get very serious about who we let into this country and who we don't. And I think we're really sleeping on something that could be very bad. I mean, I think the good news is that coronavirus is flu-like symptoms. Generally, that's like a type of disease which will affect, it affects the most vulnerable. So we're not talking about like the healthiest populations are not at risk. But this is still, I mean, bad. That's what happened with the Spanish flu. And we had hundreds of thousands of people died. And that was, I think 2% of the population, where the population was much smaller in the age of global air travel and all of that. And especially with a government that has a proven track record of lying about infectious disease, we need to be really careful.
Absolutely. And I think that's the bottom line is, look, they're saying 80 confirmed deaths, 2,744 confirmed cases. You cannot trust the numbers that are coming out of China. There's almost no doubt that they are very much underplaying the size and scope of this outbreak.
I saw a report in the New York Times from the province of Wuhan, a girl who has coronavirus, went to the hospital, was never asked. She literally, had food from the food market where this disease has originated. And we know that according to her, she spoke to the New York Times. She said, no, nobody ever asked me anything. Nobody officially diagnosed me. Wow. That's one case. How many more of these people in Wuhan are there? And I know that they have their local government, from what I was reading, has had quite a few problems containing the initial outbreak. So even if the national government is, putting on a dog and pony show, the story on the ground is very different. And this is the problem with China. They lock everything down. We have no transparency into what's actually going on.
What is really going on.
Yeah.
At the same time, in some happier news, we want to remind you our book set to publish on February 8th, The Populist Guide to 2020. We are very excited about it. We've actually been in the studio recording the audiobook version, which is actually kind of, it's
pretty fun.
It's kind of fun to do.
Yeah,
an audiobook version, I think, is going to come out really well, too. But for more information about how you can get the book, or how you can come and see us either in LA on February 8th for a book launch event, or in New York in early March with Kyle Kulinski and Michael Brooks, by the way, go to rising.substack.com. You can see that on the screen, rising.substack.com. That has all of the information about the book and how to see us. Pretty excited about it.
That's right. Can't wait. I can't wait to meet some of you guys.
I know. That's the part I'm really excited about. All right, we're going to tell you what's on our radars. That's next.